supernatural visitation that results in total and complete transformation is titled divine intervention, which you can also call divine help. David asked a question in Psalm 121 verse 1, "Where will my help come from? From the hills? From the mountain?" He responded to that same question, "My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth." In today's world, we need that help that can only come from God. We need that divine intervention because the world has gone crazy, and now God is the only one that can bring sanity in humanity. I have a story of 4 people. First is the 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In Daniel chapter 3, we saw the story about how they had to go through the fiery trial, but for the help of God, the intervention of God that sent Jesus himself to step into the fire for them. That was a divine visitation that brought a total transformation. Why? These people were not burned in the fire, the same fire that burned the people that threw them in. That could only have been God himself. And they came out of that fire. And guess what? When they came out of the fire, Nebuchadnezzar the king, who they disrespected, who they disobeyed, who they devalued because they trusted God and told him, "We don't care if you put us in the fire. We don't even worry about God helping us or not. We still believe and we still trust him. And even if he doesn't help us, we would rather die than obey you by bowing down to the graven image, the golden idol." What happened? God proved himself as God, as the helper, divine interventionist in the lives of these boys by rescuing them. He cooled the fire, turned the fire to an air condition where these people were not burned, where they came out of the fire unhurt. And Nebuchadnezzar began to praise God, the God he did not believe in, the God he did not know. Why? Because these people's faith, the 3 boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, their faith gave him hope that there was something beyond the ordinary, which was God himself. Daniel chapter 6. And Daniel also needed the help of God and divine intervention. He knew he could not stop praying. He was a man of prayer. And so he ended up in the lion's den. But because he was a man of prayer, a child of God, who God knew was his own, when he went into the lion's den, he was not consumed by the lions. But guess what? The people who plotted evil against him, that made the king agree that he be thrown into the lion's den, when he came out safe without being hurt by the lions, they too were thrown into the same lion's den where Daniel was. And before they even got to the floor inside of the den of the lions, they were consumed by the lions. Why? God's help and intervention shielded Daniel and rescued him from that destruction. And Daniel also got a promotion in the province at the reign of King Cyrus, and also he became someone who was prosperous in the land. So wherever you are today, God can intervene in your case. God will intervene in your situation and give you that total transformation that will bring a complete turnaround, giving you the desires of your heart. Daniel 3:30 says that this man that trusted God, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, prospered in the land, and they too were promoted. Their enemy was able to praise God on their behalf because of the lives they lived. God is faithful, like I always say. Keep up your faith. Do not let go. Do not give up. And God will intervene and send you help where you need it and when you need it. Shalom.